I am going to make a video about how to clutch up the wheelies on a klx250s. Or the supermoto version. It probably doesn't make a difference at all. Somebody keeps asking me to make this video, so I'm going to. I just got back on this bike. I've been riding around on my CBR 500 that I just bought. Why this bike was down because somebody tried to steal it. It looks like they shoved like a screwdriver up in my ignition and just it was ruined, and the bike was in a locked position. It was like a total pain in the ass to get it to the shop, and they put the new ignition in. It took a little while, and then I got it back, and my girlfriend's actually been riding this, and I've been on the CBR. And she laid it over right here. I don't know if you could see that, but she dropped it on a curb and hit the mirror up here as well, and hit the front foot. So I'll have to get those fenders replaced. And this is a little bit scuffed up. So it's been cool. She's been riding. I taught her how to use the clutch and ride this bike, which has been awesome having somebody to ride with, because a lot of my friends are at school or something. They can't always ride, and I don't ride. I don't ride this with them. I get on my CBR. So, anyways, let's do the clutch up wheelies. Before I start, the way I do it is I'll do it in first a couple times, but you probably want to know how to do it in second, not first. When I put the bike in, I'll put the bike in second when I'm rolling, and I'll roll about 23 miles an hour. And when I do clutch up wheelies, I sit halfway down the seat, and I roll about 23 miles an hour in second gear. I start pulling in the clutch and pulling the throttle back at the same time, and as the bike starts to rev, I pull back on the handlebars and bump the rear shock with, like, my weight, and I throw the clutch out and start cracking the throttle all at once. So let me go back over that one more time, because I know somebody's gonna question it and wonder what time everything is. So second gear, rolling, start hitting the throttle and pulling the clutch back all at once. And then as you're throwing the clutch out, pull back on the handlebars and bump the rear seat, and it'll come up. It doesn't have to be throwing all your weight back. It's not that hard. The bike just needs a little bump, a little pull back to get the bike's front wheel up when you're in second. When you're in first, I could just throw the clutch in the throttle and it'll come up. I don't need to pull back at all in first gear, but second needs a little help. And when you're in second, if you can clutch it up in second, you can go into third and get up to about 55 miles an hour indicated when you're doing a wheelie. Obviously, when you're doing the wheelie, it reads like 10 because the front sensor up there doesn't sense the speedometer going. So I'm just going to do a couple, and just keep in mind, I'm not holding the clutch in and then flooring the throttle. It's all one motion. Throttle, pull the clutch in, throw it out, and pull back all at once. It's like, it shouldn't be you're revving the bike to max and then just dumping the clutch. Don't do that to your bike. You're going to ruin it. It's all one motion, and it's not going to hurt your bike. I've done this so many times on this bike, and I've had no ill effects with the clutch or anything. I have about 11,000 miles on this bike too. It's been kind of a tank. I'm not really worried about the bike, but just don't dump the throttle and then dump the clutch. It's all just one quick. I mean, you kind of just swipe the clutch when I do it. I'll do a couple in first, and then I'll do some second gear ones. So here's first. I'll just clutch it up right now without even pulling back. And keep in mind, I'm going to roll the throttle and then swipe the clutch. I didn't pull back at all. That was all just like motion of using clutch and throttle. Here, I'll do a second gear one right here. Get up to about 23 and then do it. Oh, not quite enough room here. It's hard to find a peaceful spot to do wheelies. I'll get a little bit of a run and just do a second gear one. The first gear ones are so easy, it requires like pretty much no effort at all. The only problem is they just run out so fast. So hopefully when I edit this video, you can see that I'm just throwing my weight back, hitting the throttle and clutch all at once. So like if I'm sitting still and I was going to do a wheelie, it'd be like, I don't know how to do it while I'm sitting still. But without throwing it back, this is how I do it. The clutch like that, and then throttle. I don't know if my camera can catch the other side. Probably can if I turn my head. I'll do it one more time while I'm turning my head so you can see my clutch hand. That's it in first. In second, you have to throw your weight back just a bit. I'll do one more up this road really quick. I think that's pretty much going to be it. If you have any questions, you want me to make another video maybe with a different description or, you know, I don't know, whatever, but that's pretty much how I do them. And once you learn how to clutch the second gear up with just a little bit of weight throwing, you can shift into third as you're rolling in second on your wheelie. It's not that hard. Just watch when you shift it, you don't shift too hard and kick and flip over, because that would be bad. And that's it. I will answer any questions if you guys have any. Sometimes you gotta give me a couple days. I don't always check my YouTube account. I work full time, so it's just, I feel like it's more than full time sometimes. So just bear with me. I'll always do my best to answer any questions you guys have, though. And thanks.